And I told him it's shame we are scrapping the Atatürk vessel. And he didn't know. He called the Navy, the top general, and counsel to go to the scrap. And then he turned to the ship to me. And I rebuilt the boat completely in my shipyard. It took about 2.5 years.
Hidden away in the center of the ship is a little museum dedicated to the memory of President Ataturk. Like many of his compatriots, Mr. Karaman makes a cult of the founder of modern Turkey, even to the point of looking like him.
This is one of his last pictures, which he feels better and which he can have a conversation with his other generals on the Savarona. And 4 days later, they moved straight to this bed. And when they was taking his blood, you can also see the blood is in the cover of his bed. And he was also sleeps here about 10 days. And that time the Savarona, it was a steam turbine engine. There was a little vibration on the boat. What they did, they bring one of the Turkish submarine on the starboard side. With the battery system, they give only this room electric, and they shut the generators down, and they keep only the power in this room. What he says to doctor, I never had any toy in my life. This is the only one toy I had in my life. Please keep me until the last moment on the boat.
Once the door to Ataturk's bedroom is locked, we're allowed a little tour of the boat that is the pride of a whole nation. We pass through a dining room for diplomatic dinners. We walk through a maze of corridors and bedrooms. We discover a jewel of a bathroom.
This is Savarona ship's main bedroom.
And then in the former hold of the ship we make an unexpected discovery. We come out of an elevator into stifling heat. It's the Savarona's Turkish bath. A huge room decorated with 30 tons of marble, something never previously seen on a yacht of this type.
Kahraman Sadıkoğlu knows that this is very important for every Turkish person, and you can find 65 tons marble in this place, only in this place, in this ship. And when you come to Turkey, you can find Turkish baths all around Turkey. But this is a special place for this ship because this is the only swimming Turkish bath in the world.
3 stories above on the Savarona's deck, a small band of waiters is at work preparing for the big party. It's now 6 years since Metin has been in the owner's service. 6 years of good and faithful service to the Turkish nation in a way.
Atatürk, the mentality, the way Atatürk live forever from our life, because we own a lot of things from the Atatürk to the way we live right now, Western style lifestyle. We own for him. That's why we not make them forget for children. We teach the children about what Atatürk way to things, what he changed. If they know this one, and they never forget, because any nation who forget his past and history will be nothing in the future.
While they get ready for Mr. Karaman's party, we can rejoin the passengers on the Royal Clipper. The adventure of the Royal Clipper is a dream cruise of 12 days with 12 ports of call. After Venice and the Croatian archipelago, Paul and Cynthia are Texans aboard the Royal, set out to conquer the ancient city of Dubrovnik.
are the Onassis of our generation today, right? Yes,
No.
absolutely. Well, you know, you feel like you're the wealth. You feel like you are special. You're unique because you're taking a trip on such a beautiful ship.
What was most amazing to us when we left Croatia last night, all the sails were up, the lights were on the sails, and the entire shoreline was taking photographs, and you could see the flashes going off like you were at some type of movie premiere. And they were taking camera shots from all the way on top of the mountain where the castles were. And it was an amazing sight to see how many people were taking pictures from ashore. So we were impressed by that, very much so.
You felt like celebrities, right?
Yeah.
Tom and Katie Cruz, that's what we felt like, right?
I just don't look like Tom.
For the first time in several months, Ramos and his colleagues can set foot on shore.
I've been here in Dubrovnik, but I've never been out because my time of off is 2 hours, so I better go sleep and take my energy. But this time I go out because I feel I like it, because it's nice, and I've heard a lot of the passengers and crew alike that it's very nice and very simple but expensive. The best in my job is when I talk to the passengers who is really funny and lively. The worst in my job and when you see some people is drunk and not actually treat you like a human, like your slave, like that. But not, this is a very rare chance. It's only like very rare, very minimal. It's always like, because the ship is very small and we are like family in the ship.
At around €3,000 per cruise, passengers on the Royal Clipper get the impression of a voyage filled with sensations. While the ferries shuttle back and forth, we take a sneak look behind the doors normally closed to the passengers, in the company of Josephine, to take a cruise eye look at things.
Can you explain us where we are now?
Now we're in my cabin, which I share with the head of spa and the nurse. It's not huge, but we have different schedules, so it's okay. Most of the time, we don't have to fight about the surface or about the shower or anything like that. Well, of course, because you're on this ship all the time, right? And as soon as you're in a passenger area, you have to, or you want to, you behave and you talk to new people all the time, and you have to just obey some of the rules, right? But when you're in the crew mess, you're in the cabin, that's when we're off. Like, that's our free time. That's for you when you go home and you're with your family. We go home and we go home to this, or we go home and we go to crew mess. So when somebody else comes in who's not supposed to be there, it's very like, okay, what's going on now? You know, should we go get our uniforms or anything like that?
There's no more time to chat.
All square sails out, all square sails out, except main course and cross.
Captain Sergei calls to orders. It's nearly 6 o'clock, and like every evening, that same music can be heard. Just before they hoist the sails, Cynthia enjoys one last thrill, 70 feet above the waves.
Very nice. That's good. Thank you. Excellent. It was beautiful. Perfect. Quite impressive. You can see for miles. It's a car commercial that says something like, "If only my friends could see me now." Is that a car commercial?
The Royal Clipper and crew have set course for Sicily, where they say a hard blow is forecast. But no need to worry. Word among the passengers is that a descendant of Christopher Columbus is at the helm. We leave our adventurers on the Royal Clipper to rejoin Mr. Karaman and his wife a little further away. They're leaving their floating barge to go aboard the Savarona. This evening, Sir and Madam are hosts aboard their huge ship. Their friends are, for the most part, owners of the big yachts at anchor in the Bay of Göcek. It's 8 o'clock, and Metin the butler is getting ready in his tiny cabin. A few minutes later, we'll find him on the rear deck.
Best place always best things, like best champagne in the water.
Madam runs her eye rapidly around to hunt down that tiny detail that might harm the excellent reputation of the Savarona.
What I like is when with this yacht we enter the harbors, marinas, especially in Europe. I like to see the admiration in the eyes of the people looking at Savarona, because this is such a unique yacht. Everybody appreciates it.
Every year we are going to another city, another part of the Turkey, and the people just making a queue 2 kilometers to come and touch the Atatürk furniture and get the smell, the same atmosphere. I mean, this boat has some life. I built one of the biggest yachts in the world called Platinum. Now the name is changed to Dubai. But when I was in the boat means to me like a small passenger vessel. He didn't have any feeling. I am the owner of this boat since 15 years, and I never even touch and sleep in the Atatürk room.
But who can think of sleep tonight? The hi-fi is pounding out enough decibels to keep the whole bay awake. The music, very Western, would doubtless surprise the Honourable Atatürk if he were still in this world. The next morning, only the crew is left aboard. The Savarona's owners have flown back to Istanbul, where in a few weeks the ship will take up its winter quarters. On the upper deck, Metin enjoys a moment of free time to catch up with news of his daughter.
I have a lot of story to tell her because she's 6 months of my daughter. When I get old,